Hello Terraria enthusiasts, my name is James and welcome back to the Calamity Mod. So it's episode 26 and I'm picking up where I left off in episode 25, who'd have figured. Because in that episode, if you didn't get the chance to see it, I was mining chaotic ore in the goal of eventually making Ataxia armor, which is the armor that you can see right now. It kind of looks a little bit like Crimson armor that you get for beating the brain of Cthulhu. I like it. I think it's very ace, especially because I've been using Daedalus armor for what feels like forever. So a much needed upgrade. Thank God. Round of applause. Because I finally got some new armor. I was going to make it on camera, and I did make it on camera, but I was like, no, I'm going to scrap that, because I was just being really boring. So I was like, well, I'll just redo that. So, a little comparison. We now have 47 defense. The set bonus is 5% rogue damage, so we're sticking with rogue again, going back to it. I know we were using this sword, and I was using it for nostalgia, you know, to bait you in a little bit of nostalgia. But I do think going back to rogue is where I really want to be. So, 47 defense, the old one had 38, which is incredibly low, like, might I say, very, very low for such a late game armor. And this one had 5% increased rogue damage as well, but it also had the gravity effect. This one has Inferno. So this is armor we've used in previous series. However, the spin on it is it now has rogue. So in the previous series we used it, but without rogue, here we are today. I look great. Sorry, let me just say that. I look pretty good. I'm just really pleased to be looking just a little bit different. Just a little bit different. So I made my first rogue weapon that think of a way to rephrase that. I've made my first rogue weapon in a little while. Because I made the Unreal True Paladin's Hammer. Because I spent a good amount of time in between the last episode and today just farming away in the dungeon. Because I needed ectoplasm. And I knew I needed cores. And I knew I needed a Paladin's Hammer. So I thought if I can grind for all of those off camera, it will save us time. I also got this, the Underdog. It's just a little punch. It's just a little punch. Oh, it's from Weapons Out. Yeah, I didn't think I recognized it. But in terms of accessories, I was just going to keep with these. I don't know some of the accessories we're meant to be making. And I'm also unsure what to make for the permanent power-up. That's actually a really good point. I don't know. Tell you what, there's probably a way we can check this. Do I have any life fruit? I have 7. Now let's see what life fruit make, because this is usually how you make it, right? Okay, so you've got the blood orange. So this is probably what we need to make, truthfully. Yeah, that actually is. Wow, super convenient. Completely unplanned too. So let's put that in there. Let's have a little look, actually. Is it just that one, or do you make them all like that? So this one uses Yuli, Bloomy, and Luminite. Miracle Fruit uses Living Shards, Astral Bars, and Stardust. Now, Astral Ore. What do you need to get the Astral Ore, pickaxe-wise? Astral Ore. I wish it would, like, give you a little, like, a little synopsis where it's like, you need this pickaxe to continue. I think that would be pretty useful, although I'm guessing it's not now, because I have the Stardust, but I don't have the rest. Right, what's the thing I need to make? It's something fruit, blood orange. Blood orange. Wow, look at that. Okay. Can I take it now? Permanently increases maximum life by 25. Can only be used if the maximum... Alright, okay, good. I was like, can I have that, please? Alright, let's go have a little look, actually, at the Astral Biome, because we haven't been there in a little while. I did, like I say, I grabbed some Stardust, because I knew that I needed that at some point. But I don't know if we're going to be able to do this now, to, like, actually get the ore. So, it's the 26th episode. Today is a Tuesday. Which means, unfortunately, the bank holiday weekend is now over in Britain. And that also means that most British people are, like, back at school or they're back at work. And the bank holiday was great. I mentioned painting my shed in the last episode. I did continue to paint my shed for quite some time. It took 3 days in total. One day was scrubbing it down. The second day was painting half of it. And the third day was painting the other half. My God. Nothing prepares you in life for how long it takes to actually paint a fence. Like, you can get those sprayers, right? Where it's like a big bucket and you like pump it down and you spray it on. Ooh, delish. But no, I couldn't use one of those, unfortunately. because of the fact that I had like neighbors either side, and it's not a very new fence, it's quite an old fence, so it has all these big cracks in it, like little holes and like just warps in the wood. You know how wood does its thing, it warps a little bit. So I couldn't buy a sprayer, and everyone was like, use a sprayer, should have used a sprayer. I wish I used a sprayer, right? I do, but I couldn't. So I wasted 3 days, and I'm Zoidberging it up. I am so red. I'm such a little lobster. But it was well worth it. Like I mentioned, I've never appreciated a bank holiday before. And this was my first appreciation of a bank holiday. Like, me and Courtney spent the whole time going to food festivals, painting a fence. It was a great time. So what we're doing now, by the way, is we're on our way to Leviathan, because I want to go and test out my new hammer. My only problem with this, and a lot of rogue stuff in general, is that obviously it has a very short range. So this might not be an appropriate weapon. It might be. It might not be. Probably not going to be appropriate, knowing me, right? Let's be real. But that being said, I want to give it a good go. So I asked you guys in the last episode about Forager. I thought there was a great review. I read a review and it was like, remember the time you first played Terraria and you first played Stardew Valley and you knew it was an indie hit? It's like that. I feel like that's such a good explanation for it. A fun little fact about Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is massive. It's one of the biggest games out there. Like, it was one of the best-selling Switch games. Like, currently, so far, it's one of the best-selling Switch games of all time. Which is crazy, because it's got some big names to go up against. Well, a fun little fact is that I actually got to test out Stardew Valley quite a good amount of time before anybody else did. But I wasn't allowed to talk about it, of course, because that's the way it works. And I was playing it, and I was like, this is phenomenal. I was like, this game is going to be massive, but I couldn't talk about it. Could you imagine keeping that secret? You know, I just wanted to talk about turnips and pumpkins, but I couldn't. I couldn't. The only person I could talk to at the time was Ped, but Ped got it a little bit later than me, and he got to live stream it, so at least he could talk to everybody about it, whereas me, yeah, it felt secret. We're using combi pots for the first time in this series. Kind of crazy, right? To be using them for the first time. But I now have a young brewer. He's been brewing. So let's give this a good go. I haven't really prepared for this, truthfully. So we'll see. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Okay. Right, it dies pretty fast. Oh yeah, I forget you have to kill this first part first. Oh, this is... See, I always forget. I always forget the difference when... Because obviously this fight changes all the time, right? Calamity is as Calamity does. And Calamity does update a lot. I also appreciate all of the Thorium advice as well. I asked you guys about Thorium. Apparently the big thing is the throwing class has been completely revamped now. I've done Thorium in the past for its Bard class, and I think that was one of my favorite, like, standalone series, right? I kind of look at a lot of my series as continuations of the last, like, we're on the 5th Calamity series, but in reality, it's the same old me, you know what I mean? But the Bard class was like, it had a beginning, it had a middle, it had an end, it had a purpose. You get what I mean by that? So, so maybe replaying it for the throwing class would be pretty sick. Okay, so I'm telling you guys now, this rogue weapon, absolutely fantastic, but you have to stay too close. So I would love some rogue weapon suggestions. Because this is, yeah. Obviously, I'm not trying to fly away the way I should, which is like looping around and stuff. But I don't think I'm going to be able to hit it, truthfully. So I'm going to bail out of that. Sayonara, Leviathan, in a bit, mate. Is it going to come over? Wow. You don't expect it to do that, but it has disappeared. So I need a new rogue weapon. Let's have a little look at what other boss fights we can do today, because there might be one that's a little bit more manageable, because a little bit more up and personal. Astrum Aureus, so you need the Astral chunk. Let's check that out. Astral Chunker. Astral chunk. Like chunk. Where is it? Chunker. Astral chunk. There we go. It's a little bit better. Sprite's kind of throwing me off. So for this, you need Stardust and some Fallen Stars. And which one is this? Is this the one you do at night? use it at night. I always get confused between these. Which one's the one that you do at night? Which one's the one that's a worm? Which one that's not? It's all very confusing for a mind like mine. Astral Chunker. He likes some chunky. Right, what's the other one? Astrum Deus. This one's the Star Core. Star Core. Alright, I can't make a Star Core, so that might imply I have to do this one first. So, I've got all my buffs. May as well just skip to the nighttime. Ooh, okay. Oh, I remember seeing the resprite for this, but I don't think I... God, my memory is terrible. I'm really sorry for that. But I remember seeing the resprite for this, but and using it in a thumbnail, but I don't know if I ever actually beat the new version. I love the music, guys. I like the fight as well. Once again, another fight that's a little bit too up and personal. Why did I let all my NPCs die? What was the point of that? Is that the whole fight, though? Is that what that is? Because that's not a bad little fight. I mean, I would need to buy some more Fallen Stars to give that another good go. Because I did do that pretty trash. Intentionally, I might say. Yeah, the range on this is very slim. Let's have a little look with our chaotic bars. For one, can we make another one of these bad boys? We can. That's the only one we can make because we're out of Fallen Stars. That's okay. I've got enough of everything else. So let's grab some chaotic bars. And see if we can make any more weapons. So I just need a rogue weapon. Okay. So let's see. Right, that's magic, ranged, melee, ranged. That's the melee version. Melee. So it looks like I'm kind of out of luck here. Just a little bit. Have I got the yo-yo bag? Have I made one in this series? Have I got the glove? Alright, that's the wrong glove. Oh no, it is this one I need to be in. Yo-yo. Oh yeah, alright, okay, I don't have it. Great Bow of Turmoil. We could always use that. I'm thinking just something that's like longer ranged. Just for a little bit, just to get me through this. So I might make the Great Bow. Let's slap that in there. Let's get a Great Bow of Turmoil. I don't know what it does. Let's see. Alright, I need some arrows. And I will get a... What's this called again? Ataxia. I will take a ranged one. Alright, so that one's ranged. So swap that over. And then if I'm not using... No, I'm going to stick with my mobility for the minute. Now, let's see. Arrows. I was going to make an endless quiver, but I'm like... Don't know if I can be bothered. What are these ones? Icicle arrows. Yeah, I'll take a bunch of these. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Let's test out, by the way. Does this have, like, its own arrow pattern? Okay, it does. So it's probably worth using those. Let's see. If I swap those over. Let's check out which one does more damage. So... Okay, try and keep track of these numbers. Okay, so that's in the hundreds to the 200s. If I swap these over... It looks a little bit lower, but I could just be talking absolute nonsense. So, nighttime, buff up, hell yeah. Right, let's give this a little go. You know what, 1 second though, I have something to do. You guys might find this funny. I have, automatic lights in my house, you know, the ones that you turn off via Wi-Fi, and my Google is not in my bedroom, it's downstairs. I had to move it yesterday, and I just got a message from court like, hey, I know you're recording, but can you turn off the lights on your phone? So that's done. So in the other room, she's all set. Let me grab a range combination. I just got a text saying thank you. Oh, God. Other YouTubers, they would edit that out. Not around here. Not ChippysCouch. Okay, ranged. Thank you very much. And we will do this now. Okay, right. Let's golden shower this boy. And you've fallen down. Thanks, Astrum Aureus. Right, so I probably should, whoa, really focus on mobility here. It jumped a lot further than I thought it was going to jump. That's why I said, whoa. What is the AI for this thing? It just goes anywhere. It's just like, yeah, I'll just move around. I don't get this one. I hope this is the first phase, because it's a little bit underwhelming. Yeah, I really can't remember if I did this or I've not done this. My Calamity knowledge sucks. I like, somebody said in the break between the week off that I had, they rewatched Season 4. I find that so sick. When I used to rewatch YouTube series, it would always be The Shadow of Israel by the Yogscast. Like, even now, I'm 22, and I've gotten to meet the people that made it, and I still go back and rewatch it every now and again. I don't know if anybody's here ever watched it. It was quite a while ago now. It was, what's that, 8-9 years ago? Still doesn't have an ending, though. It'd be very strange for it to get an ending now, though. It's a different time. Okay. Right, I'm terrible at this. Oh my god. Okay, keep it cool, James. Too busy thinking about the Shadow of Israel. What happened to Daisy? I don't know. Once again, might be a dated reference. I don't know. Can this thing just stop teleporting around and just be a big sponge? Oh god, this fight. This fight. Oh, I want to get like a nice arena for it, because this is kind of doing my head in a little bit. Little bit. Okay, coming up to the end of a pretty successful fight. Turns out, talking and fighting, not my strong point. Alright, this should end pretty quickly. Hopefully it'll end before I end. Oh, come on, mate. Come on. Where are you at? There we go. Right. Drop a bunch of health. Amen. What'd you give me? You gave me a treasure bag, an Astrum Aureus. Alright, let me just head home and make it daytime. Man, I wish I could have like I wish I could have one of those things. Yeah, I wish you could change time and make it so that it's like 10 AM instead of 4 AM. So that it's not as dark. I really like Terraria when it's light. So, yeah, we got a treasure bag. And that's about it. We've got some of these bad boys. We're going to open this up. And we got some astral cells, some stardust, and some fallen stars. Now, restores. Oh, it's just like a potion. Is that it? Is that all you get? It's literally it. Now I'm really confused. I'm like, is that worth it? Is it like a mini boss? I don't know. Where'd I kill it? Over here? I want to make sure I actually I picked up everything, because I'm like, did I do that? Did I not? I swear I read something else, and I'm like super confused about it. We'll see. I went and fought it over by the Assassin's Creed Origins pyramid, so I should find it around here if there is anything left. No? Alright. Okay. So that is literally it. Well, let's see what these cells make. Right. So, they make the Celestial Jewel. Boosts life regen even while under the effects of a damaging debuff. While under the effects of a damaging debuff, you will gain 20 defense. Press P to teleport to a random location. Okay. So that's 10 defense. This is now giving you 20. And then a star core, which summons Astrum Deus. Huh. Okay. Cool. All right. So that's what you can make. Well, let's hold off on the crown jewel thing for now. But maybe you need it for Astrum Deus. That might be like a little hint at it. But let's make a star core. Now, are these consumable? These are non-consumable, so that means we can use it multiple times. So, Astrum Deus is next, and you have to do it at night. Well, let's have a little look at it, because it's non-consumable. That gives us a good amount of leeway there. Okay, right. Let's fly up in the sky. Let's zoom out. Sorry, mobile users. Star core. Oh, it's this. I always forget about what these are. Man, I could do with being faster here. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that that thing had so much stuff in it. I wonder if... let's have a little look at this. Have I tanked away my helmet? I have. I was going to say, because this might be one of these things that's really good for the throwing class. I'll see how I can do, though. This might actually be a winnable fight, but I would have to do it a little bit better. And actually get a better rhythm. You know what I mean? This is a cool fight, though. I remember this one. I do like it. So I'm just going to fly up and down. That seems to be a good method. continuously do this throughout my world and see what happens. Because look, that's almost one defeated. Okay, so I did die. I died in the minefield. And I was noticing this little like effect where it was like ticking down my health. So it might be one of these things where we do need to make that upgraded version of the crown jewel to make it more viable. But that was working pretty well. I feel like the great bow was doing a good job because it's not a hard fight to outrun, which I kind of like. You know, it's manageable. Because I don't like these fights where you have to be like lightning quick. But I feel like if you combine crown jewel with the new thing and use this bow, I could probably work my way through it. I could. But I want to ask you guys, because you guys play Calamity a lot more than me. You know the biz. Are there any rogue weapons you would recommend? Because this thing is great. This is brilliant. But I like this. Essentially what I'm saying is there any better weapon that's got a little bit more range? Let me know. Right, well that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, it's my pleasure to spend some time with you guys. If you did enjoy, please like the video. I'd appreciate that. Right, see you in the next one, guys. Peace.